Hello, everyone. Mark Helton here, and I've got my fearless crew hanging in the wings, getting ready to get started here today. We're going to be going. Oh, I got a little bit of feedback. I'm gonna mute out Vika and Jasmine here, just for the time being. Um, anyway, so we have today. We're going to be going over the invoicing for white labels. So if you're a white label user, this is going to help you a lot with understanding how to create accounts, how to set up your pricing, how to pay for your accounts, how to handle accounts that aren't being paid for, just all of the normal uh, billing issues and things like that that might come up on that side of things. Now, if you're not a white label, well, you're going to get an opportunity today to see the back office for the white labels, and maybe there'll be a little bit of interest after that. If you are so inclined after seeing this video and you'd like to talk to somebody, you can always reach out to us at support, and just open up a ticket, and somebody will take care of you. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute you again, Jasmine, so you can hear me. Can you hear me, Jasmine?
Yes.
Awesome. There's a little
Yeah, turn it
background.
off.
Somebody needs to hit their mute.
Yeah, Vika's speaker, she's turning it off.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right,
great.
guys, we'll give you a moment to all gather in. Start in about 2 minutes here. Mark, how do we get the screen? Oh, show screen.
Share your screen. Let me
Yeah.
make you presenter. There you go.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Perfect. Again, as Mark stated, I wanted to go over the invoicing one because it is a new process that we have initiated a couple months ago. So a couple of people, whether you were consistently using the system, you were a new user, or you were coming back to the Hot Prospector, it seems like everyone has the same kind of questions when it comes to the invoice process. So I did want to make this the very first training or webinar that we went over, just to kind of get a quick overview. I know that we did something in the Facebook account as well a couple months ago, but again, I am still seeing the same or even more questions about the invoicing process. Right now, I have our dummy training system account up, and as you can see, a lot of people have gotten this error message that's kind of flashing across the screen where it's telling you that you have overdue invoices at the moment, pending invoices, and there's kind of a different status that's been added as far as invoicing goes as well. So I kind of wanted to show you guys what that means. That way we have a clear understanding moving forward.
And just to be clear, we don't mean error message. We mean that's an alert,
Alert.
because yeah,
My apologies, guys.
it's not an error if you have
It's not an
invoices.
error. You are correct. Yes. So the alert message at the top of your screen, which a lot of people have seen and they're very confused about, and then they immediately contact support. And you guys also know that when this screen does pop up, you're not able to navigate through your system as well. So this is kind of what you have to tend to before you're able to even do anything else. So for anybody that has had this alert message on the top of their screen, this is letting you know that you currently have not unpaid invoices, but actually overdue invoices. When an
Now, quick question.
yeah.
When somebody logs in and they have that alert message, or they have invoices that are overdue, will it let them do anything else in the system?
It won't let them go anywhere past, just like as if the system was if your admin were out of admin credits and you have to replenish before you're able to move forward to any tab. That's the same feature that we have here in the invoicing system.
Okay. And then another question I'm sure some people are curious about, when that invoice is overdue, is the account active?
It is not active. That means that manager account or the member account has been suspended, and it won't be active again until payment has been made for that actual account. Now, when they're in an overdue status, because we have an unpaid status now, we have a paid status, of course, that's you paid the bill. Overdue means that it's over that 3 days that we now allot for that invoice to be paid. So any invoices that have reached that overdue status, the system immediately suspends their account within that 3 days that that invoice is supposed to be paid, and no further activity can be done without that invoice being cleared.
So just to be clear, the invoices that we're talking about are for the actual manager accounts or member accounts that people create within the system. What
Correct.
is the pricing for the invoices, and how is that billed?
This is another thing that people kind of get confused about as well. It's especially if you're white label that have a certain amount of seats, which come with a certain amount of invoice credits. Usually the standard is about 10 seats or 20 seats. With that, you receive invoice credits, and with those invoice credits, you're needing to actually pay the invoice manually. The system does not recognize the fact that you have a certain amount of seats or a certain amount of invoice credits available. You'll have to actually go in and pay that invoice for it. So when you are initiating accounts, it's always a better way to actually initiate that account by initiating it with monthly invoicing instead of yearly invoicing, because the invoice credits that each white label account receives every month are billed at the $25 a monthly price. So if you have an account that's initiated, a manager account that's initiated, and you initiate it for a year account, that's eating up your invoice credits. And
Okay.
any member account that you do initiate under that manager is going to follow that invoicing process as well. So not only are you paying $250 a year for that manager account, you'll be paying $250 for the member account as well.
Okay, so let's back up just a quick second, and we'll clarify that. So basically, if I understand what you're saying, you're saying that the invoice that is automatically generated when somebody creates a manager account or a member account, and a team member is an account that is under a manager account. It's attached to a manager account.
That's correct.
You can't have a member account without a manager account. So you create your manager account. That is $25, or if they go monthly, or $250 if they go annually.
Yearly.
Right. So you save $50 on that account for the year, or if you decide to pay for it for the year. However, once you've selected annual for the manager, then you must also pay annual for any members that you add. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
Now, if you have well, not if, most people that are white labels have some sort of a package for licenses that were subscribed when they signed up. So you receive invoice credits every month to pay those invoices. So now when you create a new account, then those invoice credits will be used to pay for those accounts, for that account or any account that you create. However, those are something that you're going to get every single month. So if you use them all on one annual manager account, then you won't get any more credits until the next month.
Correct.
Or you can what do you do then? You just purchase more?
Again, yeah, you'll have to purchase more. So now with the system, you're no longer able to pay for invoices by utilizing your credit or debit card. Now you have to purchase invoice credits to pay for those accounts. Now that's whether it's invoice or it's a new account. So there has to be invoice credits available in the system before you're able to initiate a new account or before you're able to actually pay an invoice. So that's one thing that has changed as far as the invoicing goes. So yes, if you do happen to utilize all of those credits before they replenish the next month, you will have to purchase more credits via the credit card icon here. It'll bring you up to a screen that you're able to put in your information and then buy or purchase a certain amount of invoice credits to have that available to pay for those invoices and or new accounts.
So up there in the top right-hand side of your screen, you have some icons.
Yes.
Right? And today what we're talking about here is just everything that's related to creating a manager account, creating a member account, and handling those invoices. So you want to go ahead and show them what to do if they have an alert like this that pops up?
Absolutely. Yep. So the first thing that you do want to do is, I always go in, of course, the paid ones are not going to be the ones that are the problem. In this sense, it's going to be your unpaid invoices that are the issue. If we're able to go to the type and filter, we can see that, I'm sorry, your overdue invoices, I apologize, are the issue. So if we go to the type and filter overdue, we can see that we have one invoice that's due for 25 bucks. Now, if you're trying to gather more information as to, what account it's for, or, just associated details, you do have the action column here. It gives you a couple of options. This eyeball icon is going to take you to the screen where you can actually view who that invoice is for. So a lot of resellers do get confused with the information that's up top saying, I don't have to pay for my manager account. Why does it have my manager account information there? This is just your information saying that you are the reseller. However, if you go down to the bottom of the screen, it'll let you know what member or manager account that this invoice is for. It'll also give you the dates of when that invoice was generated, and that way you're paying the correct invoice for the correct manager or member. I always let you guys know that at any time you have a discrepancy on an invoice, immediately chat us at support or send us an email. And then that way we can kind of look into it. And if it is an error that we need to fix or something that we need to adjust for you, we'll be happy to do so. Don't just go in and pay it and utilize the invoice credits. We usually get back to you guys in the white label support pretty fast. So again, if you have any questions in regards to an invoice or a discrepancy, immediately chat us or email us and we'll be happy to look over it with you. Otherwise, once I'm done looking to see who that actual invoice is for, I'm good with it, I can go in to pay it. And that's going to be the little icon there. Now, as you've seen at the top of my screen, I do have currently 1,100 invoice available credits. This current invoice is only 25 of those credits. The system will show you the deduction here. All you need to do from there is click the Pay Now button. Okay, so that now takes care of that overdue invoice. So that
now you're no longer seeing that error message, or not error, but that alert at the top.
Correct, yes.
So now that alert's gone, then they can, would they be able to actually go in and use their account again?
They can use that account again as long as they don't have any overdue invoices. Now, this actual alert is going to be pertaining to what is unpaid currently.
Okay.
So I had one overdue invoice and I have 3 unpaid invoices right now.
Now, what's the difference between the unpaid and overdue?
Now, I believe that the unpaid invoices status honestly is not going to be shown in the future, because overdue is something that has to do with the invoices not being paid within that 3 days. Now it's overdue, now it's suspended. Usually the unpaid, besides what's in our dummy account right here, usually the unpaid status means anything that was unpaid prior to us changing this invoicing system. Okay. So usually when you see an unpaid status, you'll see stuff that's from probably July, maybe August, and then before that. So anything else that has a status that has not been paid and it's within that 3-day time frame, it's going to have an overdue status, and it's going to cause your system to not, will cause the account to be suspended, and then cause you on your white label site to not be able to utilize it until you do pay that invoice. So anything that is generated under the unpaid status, again, right now, is everything that has not been paid prior to when we actually switch the invoicing system over.
So just to be clear here, everybody that, a lot of people here probably remember the old way we did the invoicing, and I'll just cover it for those that may be new that don't know. Sure. But we recently switched the system to automatically deduct the credits for an invoice. When you create a manager account or a member account, it automatically deducts the credits immediately, versus before where we had like a grace, or not really a grace, it was just a 30-day net
Period.
30, right? Yeah. Which the reason why we did that was because it was causing a lot of confusion with people in their invoices, and so now moving forward, it's much simpler, it's much easier. If you have the credits available, then you can add the account. If you don't have the credits available, then you can't add the account. So you're not going to be going in the hole, and being negative at the end of the month.
It also kind of clears the clutter as well. So you're not sitting on a bunch of invoices you don't know what they're for because you kind of let them sit or you ignored them. So with this new system, it kind of cleans up, everything by, kind of maybe a monthly basis or a couple of week basis, to where you're paying a couple of invoices just depending on how many accounts you have initiated, at a time, and it kind of keeps everything clear as far as not generating a bunch of invoices at one time and you're having to go through 67 invoices at one time because you kind of put it off to the side till later.
Right. And the other benefit, I would think, is if you have customers that aren't paying you,
yeah,
you'll know because their invoices haven't been paid here. Right.
Correct.
So what happens now, we're talking about, how the white label can pay their invoices for manual accounts that they've added, or even for their subscriptions. But how does that look for them if one of their customers is on a subscription here in their system, and the payments come out for their subscription? Does the payment automatically come out over here for them?
It does. It comes out within that 3-day period. So if there are available invoice credits and it needs to be paid, that reseller will be, those credits from that reseller will be deducted. So if that person has not paid for their account, honestly, what I've been doing, especially if the reseller has caught it within those 3 days, I go ahead and, courtesy give them back those invoice credits.
Okay.
However, we're working on something else with the team to see if we can kind of catch that stuff, prior.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you're saying, let me just make sure I understand, because we kind of confuse that. When a user of, let's say, one of the white labels managers signs up through their website, and they subscribe to a manager account with the manager's payment gateway, right? So they pay through Stripe or whatever. They get their manager account created. The manager account is created now. Does it automatically try to deduct those invoice credits every single month for that manager account if there's available credits? Okay.
Yes.
So,
it does.
So if there's credits available, it automatically tries to do that, or it does, even if the manager didn't make their next month's payment.
Now,
right?
when it comes to Stripe and manual billing, so I have a couple of resellers that are manually invoicing their clients. So they're pretty much keeping an eye on their invoices, saying, hey, you haven't paid me within a certain amount of time frame. I'm going to suspend your account until further notice. So that's that. When it comes to Stripe automatically, if that subscription is set up correctly between Stripe and their back office, Stripe will automatically suspend that account.
Okay,
now, when
Stripe suspends the client. Okay, so Stripe will suspend it.
Correct. Before those invoice credits are deducted from the reseller.
Okay, good. So the only time, so then when would the courtesy credit come into play?
I've been seeing it more with authorized.net because their system kind of works differently from Stripe.
Okay.
Yes. So most of the time it's been with authorized.net or the manual way if maybe a reseller kind of didn't log into their system, their admin side a couple of days and they kind of forgot about it. Hey, I forgot about this person. They didn't pay their bill, blah, 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 blah. But most of the time it's been authorized.net because they will try the payment a couple more times. So it allows that account to still be active without the system at that point won't automatically suspend it because it's supposed to be done. That suspension is supposed to be done through authorized.net, like how it's done through Stripe. So that 3-day period with Authorized.net doesn't initially get suspended because Authorized.net tries that payment at least 2 more times after that due date.
Got it.
Yeah. So in that case, I've seen more resellers ask me about the actual accounts. They've been charged for them because the person hadn't paid their invoice on their end, and it's usually through Authorized.net because, again, Authorized.net tries that payment the first day. When it's not done the first day, they'll try it again like 3 days later. So it's just a different payment system when it comes to Stripe and Authorized.net.
Okay. All right. So you want to go into, what do you want to go into next on this?
Sure. I'll go into initiating the manager accounts. I've had a couple of questions about that as well. Anytime you guys do want to initiate a new manager account here in your back office, you're going to utilize the users management tab, and then it'll be the managers management tab. Again, once we go to click that add manager button and select the actual package that user is going to be on, you will be deducted those credits immediately. A lot of people had some confusion about that as well. So these current packages are not anything that's standard in anyone's account. This is just kind of dummy information.
Should we probably go through, before you go into adding a manager, can you go into the actual packages themselves?
Yeah.
So, okay, so for those of you that haven't set up your manager packages and your member package pricing yet, we charge you $25 per month for a manager, $25 a month for a member, monthly, and then annually is $250. So you have 2 types of packages, as you can see here. Now these packages, you have the full control to set your pricing on what you're going to charge for the member for the manager accounts and how many members they're going to get, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct. The only thing that they cannot customize is going to be the actual lead limits. So they can't alter that information.
Got it. So do you want to go in and explain how this works?
Sure. So if I go to, let's just say we go to this Pro Marketer package here, we'll click our pencil here or our pen here under the action tab. Here is where I can set my price. So again, once you get your reseller system, the pricing that's in there is not a set price. Those prices are kind of what, I guess you can use it as a guideline of what we currently charge. So for this particular Pro Marketer package, we have it set under $197. You do also have the option to give certain packages under a trial for a certain period of time. If you're interested in doing that for a specific package, you're just going to click this yes button and put in the associated details for that actual trial account. So you want to make sure that you have a duration there. So let's just say I'm going to offer this with this package for these users for a 14-day period. Now, please keep in mind that if you do change this trial information, this is set for the actual package, not for an individual user. So if this particular package has a 14-day trial, any user that signs up for this actual package on your site, they will receive this same 14-day trial across the board.
Now, I'm glad that we talked about this trial because we just now created a new type of account called
it's here.
It's a free trial, but the difference between this free trial and the trial that you were just showing is that trial is a trial that requires a credit card that converts to a paid customer.
Yes.
Right? Whereas this down here, this thing that free trial, full monthly, I don't know what that is.
This one here?
Yeah, how did you create that?
I didn't create that. That's what comes with the, yeah, that's the one that's on their actual site.
We should probably change the name of that from free trial full feature monthly package to free trial without credit card, just so people understand the difference. But basically, the difference between the trial that you were just explaining that's available for that package. And the trial here, that's number 9, the green highlighted thing that you got your mouse on, is that trial does not require the person signing up to put in their credit card. So it's very like restricted, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So give the differences between that?
Well, with the actual pro marketer, the system, and then correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't utilized the actual new free trial package that we've given. Isn't there restrictions to that account as far as features go?
Yes. So
Okay.
let's go to. Can you go to the website of this Your CRM? Go into like an incognito and just show the front end as it
Sure.
was.
Yeah, give
Okay.
me a second to log in.
So there's a new feature that we added last month, and this is more of a feature for giving you the ability to generate more leads for people that would be interested in your services or your system. Okay. So basically, the free trial without a credit card feature that we added is just meant to collect more of those. Okay, so see over here on the right-hand side of the screen where it says try it free? They click on that. They're taken to this simple sign-up form where they can put in their name, their phone number, their email, and a password, and then answer a security question and click sign up. So go ahead and create one real quick with the dummy one.
Okay.
Now they have to use a real phone number because that right there isn't going to work.
You want me to put a real number?
You don't have to. Just I mean, because you'll be able to create it, but it won't. It just won't be verified. So if somebody puts in a fake number like she just did, and a fake email, go ahead and create that.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So once they've created their account, it takes them to this area where they have to verify their email. And then after they verify their email, then they need to verify their phone number. So if somebody gives you a fake email, fake phone number, we did this so that way they can't get access to the system. Okay.
Mark, you want us to go ahead and go into this actual account?
We could do that.
Okay. Can you push it through on your side? We're going to have Vika get it all together. That way we can log in.
Now, Jasmine's going to manually verify it, or Vika's going to manually verify this so we can go through. But typically, on these trial accounts, they won't be able to go forward past without verifying. Okay? And the point of that is because we want to give you the opportunity to collect valid information so you can call these customers or potential customers.
Now, they do still have that ability on their end to do a push verification if they're maybe just doing like a dummy account, like something that we are doing here. Yeah. Okay.
So here, William asks, so this is like a test drive with limited functionality. Correct. So this account is a opportunity for you to get their name and get their email and their phone number. So and give them an opportunity to see the inside of the system and test little things and click around and stuff without having to give any credit card or make any kind of commitment. The only thing that they're really committing to is to give you their real contact information. Okay?
Correct.
So once they log in, you'll see here it's very limited. They can't do much. You see that alert up at the top right with the little exclamation? If they click on that, there's 3 things that they will be notified. One is they have a free trial account, expires on this date. They have they need to set their time zone and they need to select their default number. So go ahead and click on the profile.
Also, I wanted to point out as well, they only have this amount of credits as well. And so their system will not let them go forward without paying for it, correct?
Right. So you cannot buy more credits. You cannot assign more credits. A free trial, these types of accounts without the credit card, you're not being charged as a white label for them. We don't charge them as an actual user. So they're free to you, and they're free to the person who's subscribing. The only cost that you have is for the phone number that is automatically purchased, which actually doesn't look like there's a Twilio account set up in this account, so it didn't automatically.
No. Yeah, it's a dummy. It's our dummy account, but in reality, if a reseller does set someone up, it would give them an automatic phone number there.
Right. So if you have your Twilio account set up, then right here where it says click here to purchase a number, that wouldn't be there. There would already be a number assigned. That we created these accounts to automatically, push everything through, make it real simple for someone to sign up for a trial. Okay. Mm-hmm. But again, the whole point of this is not so they can test broadcast test broadcast for voicemails and text messages and all that stuff. It's not meant for that. It's just meant for those people that say, well, they just want to see the software on the inside. Yeah. They want to see how it works. They want to click around.
Right.
They can make a phone call. They can send a text. They can send a voicemail. They can use all of the features, but they can only do it at a limited amount of use. It's a very limited. So it's not going to cost you as a white label, a bunch of money for someone to decide if they want to use it. Now, my suggestion to you is when somebody sets up one of these, okay, you go in. So go back to your white label.
Sure.
So go into your user management area. Okay, so when somebody sets up one of these, you'll see it here at the very top. It says Jasmine Support. That's the one that was just created. Okay, and yeah, as it says, blue means free trial, so you'll know that it's a free trial. Now, if they didn't verify their info, which we pushed this through manually, so it shows verified, but if they didn't verify their email and their phone number, then this would be red. And that means that you probably have some fake info in there, or they just didn't take the time to proceed after they signed up for the free trial. Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, I would call that person, or at least attempt to call that person, and schedule some kind of a walkthrough of the system. Because even though they've given their information to you, they've signed up for a trial, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go in and use it. So you want to try to do that so they will become a paid customer.
Correct.
Now, after they go and, use the system or whatever, Jasmine, and they love it, how do you convert them to a paid customer?
Are we talking about the new trial accounts?
Yep.
As far as I know, the system prompts them to then put in a credit card, correct?
Correct. So go back over to the trial account that we created.
And that will be, it actually asks them to upgrade their account and their profile, as far as I know here. Oh, that's where we are. Apologize. Okay, so currently it's not asking them to do so, but I believe, go ahead, I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, no, you're right. Click on the, I believe if you click on the credits.
Okay.
There you go. So after you click on the credits, then you have the option here to sign up for one of those packages and, convert this account. But until...
And then just really quick, I'm sorry, these packages that are going to be displayed are the ones that they actually customize for their manager accounts.
Right. Correct. So now, does anybody have any questions about this? Because then, I wanted to make sure that we did cover this because it's a new feature.
Right.
Jack is asking, is this available on the white label websites? Yes, it's available.
Yeah, let me sign out here and I'll show you where that is, Jack. Okay, so your users can find that button here. And again, the difference between this actual trial account and the accounts that you set up as a trial, this account does not require for them to put any credit card information in, whereas the other account will. This account gives them limited access to features and what they can do. The other account will be a full featured account just according to what you have set up for that actual manager package.
Okay, Jack, yeah, you would have to upgrade to the Pro site to be able to get access to that. So if you have the light site, that doesn't come with it. It only comes for the Pro. Sorry about that. Let's see here. I wanted to actually give you some ideas, just from our standpoint. We've only, it hasn't even been like a month yet. When do we put this out? Like
a couple weeks ago, maybe about 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
We have quadrupled the amount of leads coming into our system from doing this. Like seriously, it has been a game changer as far as like the number of leads that we were able to generate off of this versus the old thing, which was just a button that says request a demo. So what I would suggest you do, if you have the Pro account, go in here. I know I'm taking you off track just a little bit, Jasmine, but
that's fine.
Can you show everybody where the pixel is for Facebook?
Yeah. It should be in our. Did we move that, Vika? That's where I thought it was before. Yeah, it's there. Oh, no.
Is it the Facebook lead setting?
Yeah, I believe so.
Nope.
No.
Sorry, that's for your Facebook lead ads.
Yeah, as far as I know, I thought we, let's see.
I think it's in the content management.
Okay. Wow.
And
yeah, it's not under there anymore. Because it was initially under our settings tab.
Okay, while you're looking for it, I'll explain what I'm talking about here.
No problem.
So basically, there's an area here where you can add your Facebook pixel in your dashboard to your home screen. And what I would suggest you do is pixel every single person that comes to your website. And when they come to your website and you've pixeled them through, your whatever. I mean, it could be somebody who manually goes there. It could be somebody that you're sending email traffic to your site from. It could be somebody that comes in through some paid traffic method or whatever. But you're pixeling these people, and it's adding a cookie to their browser or whatever. So you can then retarget them with a Facebook ad. Okay. And all we've done is we have just put a quick little a retargeting ad together, which I don't know if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can find it on my.
Yeah, it would definitely be under the content management. However, I just don't think it's in this dummy account that we have. So you probably would have to pull it up on your screen, Mark. Oh, nope, we found it. There it is, Mark.
Okay, good. Yeah, right there it says Facebook tracking code. I was going to say, click at it. Yeah, there you go. So this is where you would add your tracking code. And it's just this little middle area where it says any tracking code. So you could use that, whatever code you have, but we're talking about specifically here your Facebook pixel.
Pixels. And then that would show up on the actual dashboard.
Correct.
Here, yes.
And I'm going to show you. Okay, let me, can you pass the screen over to me real quick?
Absolutely. All right, it's on you now. You should have the ability to start showing yours. Okay, there you go.
Okay, so this is our Facebook page for Hot Prospector. Okay. By the way, if you're ever curious what we're doing, I'm showing you how you can spy on us. But the only thing I'm asking, if you do spy, make sure you write your own copy and stuff. But here is an ad that we're running. So if you just click on, if you go to the Hot Prospector page and go down here where it says info and ads, you could see, here's the ad we're running. Did life get in the way? You recently viewed our website but left empty-handed. Would you like a free trial of our system? If so, sign up here. And then this is a link that goes directly to that free trial sign up. So somebody clicks on that, but I'm already logged into Hot Prospector. It takes me there. But if I wasn't logged into Hot Prospector, it would take us straight to that. Here, I'll show you. Copy. Whoops. If I wasn't logged in, it'll take you here to the sign up page, right? Fill it out, and voila, they're signed up, and they're a white label. Or, I mean, a white label. They're a free trial user. Okay, but this little ad, this simple little ad, costs us practically nothing. I don't think we've spent $20 on it in the past few weeks, and we're just targeting only the people that has visited our site. So if I were you, I would definitely put together a Facebook ad, pixel the people that's going to your site, and put together a free trial of some sort, or sorry, a free trial ad, and go after those people, because your leads will go through the roof on that. All right, back to you.
Do I get the baton back?
Yeah, sorry. I was really excited about that feature because it was pretty powerful.
Understandable. Yeah, it is a really good feature to use, and like you said, it has been showing results in the last 3 weeks. So definitely phenomenal feature to start utilizing.
Yes.
Alrighty, guys. Okay, so back to us going through the manager packages. So again, just to recap, they are customizable. The only thing that cannot be customized is this lead limits here. Otherwise, how many credits that are offered, and as well as the pricing, as well as offering a trial package, can be customized, as well as what features are given with the actual package that you're offering. Once you do set the pricing and set your features, you want to make sure that the status is active for that actual package. That way they're able to sign up on your website for it and submit it, and it'll update that information for you. Now, when we go on our end to actually set up that manager account through the admin, and not someone or a new user signing up on your website, that is going to be through your users management tab, your manager's management, where you can see all your other manager accounts that are either active, canceled, or whatever status that they may be. The other thing I wanted to touch on before I do add a new manager account is the action tab. A couple of users didn't notice that the action tab went from over here to this little settings symbol over here. Everything that you need to utilize as far as your manager accounts go, whether you're looking to log in, view their account details, edit their status, anything that you do need to do when it comes to your manager accounts, you'll find it in this action column here under this settings tab. I also did want to touch really quickly on the edit feature and the actual statuses for accounts. Sorry, wrong account to use. All right, so say that we have manual billing, or say that you have a user that you need to suspend, cancel, so on and so forth, or you need to just change a phone number for a person. You're going to do that in your edit tab under that manager's account. Any information that needs to be changed can be done so here. Also, you can click this drop down box to see what status you need to actually put that person in, just according to their situation at that time. So any accounts, and I want to make it clear, any accounts that are put under that canceled status are going to be canceled out. There will be no re-logging in for that user. There's no way to access that account after everything has been canceled. If that cancel button has been clicked and submitted, that manager can no longer be accessed. So you want to be very careful when it comes to the cancellation button. If you have a user that you know will be canceled and won't be coming back, they have all their information out of their account as to what was important to them, and you're looking to cancel them, then fine. However, if you have someone that you just want to suspend at the time because you're waiting on payment, or you want to inactivate them for a little bit because they're not really sure if they're going to utilize it, whatever the case may be, I would definitely recommend using those two statuses. Please keep in mind that inactive means that maybe you have a user that just kind of wants to not utilize, or you have a user to where you're providing services for them to not get invoiced for that actual account. You want to take it out of the active status. Any member or manager accounts that are in the active status during their invoicing period will be invoiced, and you will be liable for that actual invoice. So if you know that the account's not going to be utilized, but it's not due to any type of payment issue, you want to inactivate that account until further notice. If you have a user that does need to be suspended due to a payment that needs to be made, please put them in a suspended status. Again, if they did not pay you and they stay in that active status, their account will then be suspended by the system, but you still will be liable for that invoice because it was not suspended within that amount, that 3-day allotted time. So I did just really quick want to touch on those statuses because I had a couple of questions in regards to them. Also, this abandoned status here, this usually applies to any accounts that are generated on your actual website from new users and they have not fully completed the actual sign up process. So let's just say that they put all their information in, but they didn't put their credit card details or whatever that case may be. This is going to show up in your users management tab as an abandoned, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. It was an abandoned status, correct? That user came up, yes. It's going to show up as an abandoned status until they finish actually fully generating that account. So just to give you information in regards to that status, because you can see them every now and then when that person does not finish actually signing up for that actual account, they need to go back to your website to finish putting in whatever details are required from them to then have an active account. One other thing that you will see as well from new manager accounts are this approved side here. So they might have an active status, but it's not approved. Now this is, like Mark was saying, an extra security precaution for any accounts that you need to maybe do some double verification on, make sure that this is the right user. You need to give them a phone call before they're actually able to go into their account and utilize and do verification or anything. You want to make sure you take those steps on your end to do your verifications, and once that verification process has been done, you can then click their account to yes from this approval status.
Now,
again,
just to be clear why we have this process in place, this is to protect you. This is not to make it more difficult to get your users who sign up access to their account. We had a situation that happened about a year ago that made us aware of something called voice over IP fraud or telecommunications fraud. And there are companies, I would say companies and hackers and whatever that are out there looking for telecommunications platforms such as this one. They target us and they sign up for a account using, this is how this works, but they sign up using a fake credit card. And then once they gain access to the system, will go in and use up credits, right? But they're using it up in a different type of way. I'll give you the example that happened to us. And if you're a white label, you want to make sure that you don't make this available inside of your system. But first of all, make sure you're inside your Twilio account, you have all your international numbers turned off. International calling, turned off. Besides Australia, and the United Kingdom, right?
Correct.
Yeah, Australia and the United Kingdom. So turn off any other any other countries. But basically, what happened to us was they signed up, they got access to the system, they created a inbound campaign where when you called that number, it was being forwarded to another number, and the number that they put in the forward to was a number somewhere in Africa where it costs like $1 or $2 per minute for those calls. And they had another system that was calling that number over and over and over and over again. They had literally hundreds or thousands of active calls, and they were keeping keeping the calls active for long durations, like 30, 45 minutes. So what happened was it literally drained like $15,000 worth of usage in like a few hours out of our Twilio account, and that was a little painful, right?
Yeah.
However, what came from that is more protections for you. So moving forward, we have this set up to where every time a user is signed up, you need to verify them. Pick up the phone, and give them a call. If they aren't somebody that you set up and you know who they are, find out who they are. What do we do in our verification process?
Currently, for our managers, we do have them verify their credit card details with an ID. We just make sure that it matches, the actual credit card matches the ID as far as the name goes. And then we do, actually the system takes care of the email and the phone verification. So we just kind of do the credit card matching details to the ID. We make sure that they send that information over for files and make sure that everything matches before we actually approve the account.
We're in the process of adding another layer for verifying people that sign up. There's a API through White Pages Pro, which will allow us to verify a little bit more. But even that verification will still be only like a suggestion that this person looks good, and that you can probably trust them. Still going to be something you guys are going to want to do, manually. So just make sure that anybody that you do have sign up on your account that, and I'm talking about a paid customer. We're not talking about a trial here. Somebody pays on your system or pays for an account in your system, and you're like, wow, I just got a new customer. Don't just go in and approve them.
Yeah.
Because, and I'll give you another, just this obviously sticks in my brain because it hurt. But I called that customer who signed up. Well, this user or whatever you want to call him, this scammer that signed up, and actually they answered the phone. And I said, hey, I just wanted to call and give you some training and explain to you how to use the system. And, their accent was very, very, very thick, could barely understand them. And he just said, don't worry about it. I understand how to use it just fine. I wish at this point that I would have said, you know what, I need you to verify who you are. Just take the time, get them to verify, whether it's a picture ID or, have them block out the first few digits of their credit card or something, but whatever makes you feel comfortable to verify that they are who they say they are, do that.
I would at least have them just block out the credit card number and just have the last four. That way, it matches the payment that is going through your your payment merchant. So last four of their credit card, making sure that the credit card matches the ID that they send over, and that usually is a great verification method. Ever since we started doing that, we haven't had any issues.
And also too, if you have the international calling turned off for all of those countries, then you won't get the issue that happened to us. It won't happen to you because you're not billing dollars per minute, you're billing cents per minute, and our system will not let them, run out of credits. So,
yeah. We have about 5 minutes left. Really quick before we go, only thing I did want to really touch on with adding the manager here was to make sure that you're paying attention to these monthly packages and these yearly packages. Again, as we stated in the beginning of the training, any team members that potentially are initiated under this manager account that we do make will be invoiced the same way that that manager account was invoiced. So especially if you are utilizing invoice credits, if you don't have any invoice credits that you're utilizing, it's just an account that you're going to be paying for yourself and you want to take advantage of, go ahead and saving that $50 for the year, fine. However, if you are utilizing invoice credits, don't consume your invoice credits with packages that are invoiced yearly. You want to make sure that you pay attention here when selecting that package and select the monthly package instead of the yearly. If at any time you do select a yearly package on accident, it happens, we're all human, please hit us in support, the white WL at WL at hotprospector.com email, and then we'll be happy to kind of adjust and help you out with the account. But again, when making those accounts, just kind of be conscious of that if you are utilizing any seats that have been given with the white label that you purchased. Anything else you want to add, Mark? All right, I don't think he's there. Otherwise, guys, I would like to just take the last couple of minutes to thank you for coming back to our office hours. Third day that we're doing this. Any question that you guys have before we end the actual webinar this morning, I would be happy to answer. You are very welcome, Clay.
Just so you know, everybody, tomorrow we have another office hours, and I want to make sure you put it on your calendar because tomorrow Vika is going to be going through a lot of cool stuff inside of the contact manager for your Hot Prospector account. So, if you haven't had an opportunity to properly set up your contact manager to be the most efficient, tomorrow would be that day.
Yes, it would.
Cool. All right, guys. Any final questions going once?
That white label support email is wl@hotprospector.com. Or you can click the contact us tab in your admin side, and there should be a email us or a chat button that you can utilize as well.
Awesome. All right, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you guys again. We appreciate your time.
Bye.